amount of allowable Tietze. And this is the third Ninja Turtles hat that we've had on camera.
No, the Angry Birds.
No, that's a Ninja Turtle.
It isn't? Okay,
that
Ninja
was
Turtles.
That was a Ninja Turtle.
Sure, and we can see another Ninja Turtles right there.
Yeah, Peter Ingram with Raphael back there, and then Max with Leonardo.
Yeah, so here's an interesting thing. Last round, Chris, who did he get paired up against? Owen. Owen's a lock. Owen says, hey, you could either play against me or play against somebody else.
Okay.
So they decided to draw. Max Tietze, on the other hand, is actually 8-1. So that should be updated. I believe, I'm 99% sure Chris is 7-1-1. If I'm correct, you can double check with that.
Okay.
But that's what happened. So Chris could have played Owen, but instead Owen's like, you know, just play somebody else not as good as me. But who did he run into?
Yeah,
two-time champion, Max Tietze.
Max Tietze.
Yeah, so no easy round for Chris this time. So we'll see what happens. Max Tietze is playing Jun. He's 8-1. He was hoping just to draw this round. So the way the pairings broke down, the top 3 matches are all going to draw.
Yep.
So that's 6 people a lock. Right here, they're playing for the 7th seed, and behind you, it's Pete Ingram, who's playing for the 8th seed.
I see.
All right, so there's 2 matches that are on the bubble, and both of them we have on camera, since those matches mean the most.
All right, all right.
Max Tietze, he's playing Jun. He's playing with Sire of Insanity. He's not only playing 1.
He's not playing 2.
He's playing 3 Sire of Insanities. All right. So
and we had Chris on camera a little earlier playing Prime Speaker Bant, only addition for his deck as far as new cards are concerned, or Evan of the Worm.
Okay. Evan of the Worm is all over the room. People are trading for Evan of the Worms. I saw a couple of side tournaments.
Yeah.
The finals, Bant versus Bant.
That's your guess?
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, that's what happened.
In a side event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Evan of the Worm all day long.
All day long.
And we got Farseek all day long here from Max. As we are underway here, Overgrown Tomb, Blood Crypt, and we'll see if he's going to get Stomping Ground or not. But either way, he's going to get a dual land, fix that mana. There's a Stomping Ground, and Chris is already behind the 8 ball. He's got some catching up to do.
Sure.
Any other spice in Max's deck? I mean, he has Arbor Elf where where Owen and Reed do not.
He has spice in the sideboard. Why?
Okay.
Because he has the 4th Sire of Insanity in the sideboard.
Gee.
Yes, Sire of Insanity is no joke. Its home is Jund, and Max is making the most of it.
You know, Jund didn't really need to get any better, and it just did.
Yeah.
It was already like pretty good to dominant.
Yeah, it was good.
And it still is good. And now we're going to see a Strangleroot Geist.
What's the deal with Jund and Strangleroot Geist? I don't think it belongs.
I feel like it's horribly out of place in this deck.
I really do as well.
You know, I understand that like it buys you time so you can get to your better cards, but again, with Voice of Resurgence being all over the place and people moving towards Pillar of Flame, I think the Strangleroot Geist becomes obsolete pretty quickly because I think they're very interested in just Pillar of Flaming, Voice, and this, and then it's just a 2-1 that gets him for 2 damage and then it gets taken care of for good. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah,
I don't like Strangleroot Geist, but I do like the fact that Max is playing 0 Bonfires. I've never been a fan of Bonfire.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, be honest. Have you ever miracled a Bonfire the Dam? Tell the truth.
Yeah, I did, but it
didn't
matter.
Like that? You didn't like that?
I mean, I think my opponent was at like 4, and I could have just hardcast it at like 11 lands.
Wow.
So
you have to embrace Bonfire the Dam. That's what you haven't done yet. And once you start miracling it on a consistent basis, there's no other feeling like it, Gerard.
All right.
Trust me. We see Max missed his 3rd land. He's coming in with a 3/2 Strangleroot Geist here. Let's see if he finds his 4th land, his 3rd land drop, excuse me, to search for one of those at Farseek, and he doesn't have it. Take a look at his, how many lands? 25 probably?
He is playing, I believe, 25 lands. So 16, 19, 22, you have 25 lands. Yep. I mean, I'm guessing Max's hand is probably something like Mizzium Mortars, Putrefy, Tragic Slip, Dreadbore, just a bunch of removal. Maybe he has a Hunt Master, maybe he has a Thragtusk. So we'll see how it goes. So Chris plays Cavern Souls.
Yep.
He's naming Angel.
Yep. I mean, he has Lockstone Smiter in his hand, and he's choosing not to cast it, so probably trying to snipe that Strangleroot Geist there.
Is it even good to try to snipe it?
Okay, well, it looks like he's... Okay, so he's going to go with Smiter.
Okay,
he's going to go with Smiter, okay. He's considering maybe trying to snipe it, but he just play Cavern Souls, name Angel, and just plays the 4/4 Elephant instead.
Yeah, see, exactly. That's my thought. Putrefy in his hand. Again, we saw this a couple of rounds ago. Chris, not to nitpick, but just, you got to be careful tapping them in.
Yep.
You know, why leave open with Cavern Souls when you can leave open Glacial Fortress, Temple Garden? So, that advert of the Worm story was made up. But I think it's a good card.
The truth finally does come out.
The truth comes out.
As an attack for 3.
I couldn't hold it in anymore.
Strangleroot Geist. Gonna knock Chris down a little lower here. Max does finally draw that 4th land.
Hunt Master.
Takes 2, gains 2 from Hunt Master of the Fells, so negates the Stomping Grounds, puts a Wolf token into play, but most importantly, adds to his board.
Now, I have a question, all right? So, because Chris played Lockstone Smiter last turn, do you think Max now thinks... There's a good chance Chris doesn't have a Supreme Verdict in his hand. Because why would he play a Smiter, or no? I mean, it turns out Chris does have a verdict in his hand.
Sure.
But do you think that's maybe Max's thinking? Because that's something that I would maybe think.
Is, maybe he's just on the I need my creatures to block plan, so he doesn't have a verdict.
Exactly.
But now you're going to see Verdict clean things up, as that second counter results does name Beast.
Sure.
So maybe it was a little bit of inducing there.
Maybe.
Potentially.
We could be thinking way in advance than what these guys are thinking right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I was Max, I would most likely run out my Huntmaster, hit my 4th land drop. His hand is probably stacked with good cards. So I think he has a follow-up Huntmaster.
I mean, we know he has. I already saw Siren of Insanity in his hand as well, so he certainly has some good cards here. We'll see if he's able to unload them in a timely manner, which means he needs to draw the lands to do so.
And that's what you have to do. When you're playing with Siren of Insanity, you have to just drop your hand as quick as possible so you get maximum value.
Yep.
I believe we saw, I think it was a 5 for 0.
Yeah.
One of the Siren of Insanities we saw?
Yep, earlier today. We saw a blue-white-red flash player stare at his Searing Spear and then discard it.
Yes. Yes. There's an Olivia.
Yeah, so Olivia Valderan's in the house, a card that the banned decks do have some trouble with. What people have been doing is playing a lot of Detention Spheres. Sperling and Reitzel had 4 copies of those in their deck. You see 2 copies here for Chris, and he does have 2 copies of Celestia Charm once Olivia does become a 5 power guy, but there's already 1 of those Celestia Charms in the graveyard.
Yes.
You see Chris draw a Gavany Township.
Now, I know a lot of players will tend to play around Azorius Charm, especially if they stole a couple of guys with Olivia. But say you haven't stole many guys, do you think you try to keep Olivia below a 5 to play around Celestial Charm?
I think if you can actually do it, then you do.
Okay.
I think if it's possible, it's hard to do to keep it below a 5, but if you can, I think you do.
Sure. All right, so I think Max drew a 5th land here, which is really important for him. He really wants to be able to hit Thragtusks. Max is playing an interesting build. He is playing 0 Garrett. I'm sorry, not Garrett Prime Holder, 0 Lilianas. We saw that Reed and Owen went out to 1 Liliana, but for a while Liliana was one of the best cards in Jund.
Yep.
Yeah. And now Liliana's out of the picture.
Hey, that could be the Voice of Resurgence effect. Sacrifice a guy, might as well just sacrifice this one. I don't mind.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. I'm a huge fan of Liliana. I know Liliana, went up in price like $60 because it was everybody was playing it.
It's a very good card.
It is a very good card. Maybe not now in the format.
As we're going to see a Thragtusk here. Max going to gain 5 life, starting to get a little bit ahead here. Took a little while, but finally hit those land drops, and now things are getting underway here for Tietze. And he's 1 land away from Cyber Insanity, and you can see Chris is having, I would say, a little bit of difficulty emptying his hand. You see that Revelation, you see Advent of the Worm, Restoration Angel, and a Farseek. So, I mean, he can't play Farseek here and then just pass the turn back. Restoration Angel, threaten that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably what he's going to do. So, and just thinking about it, the best answer to Prime Speaker is Sire of Insanity.
Yeah.
Prime Speakers draw 5, my hand is stacked. Sire of Insanity of nothing, you're tapped out because you just cast Prime Speaker.
Yeah.
So
Prime Speaker costs 6 mana. It's not like you're going to be able to play Prime Speaker and then play like 2 or 3 more spells.
Exactly,
too.
yeah.
That's just not going to happen with how these decks are constructed.
All right, so let's see if Chris's decision to draw with Owen is good here.
Yeah. What ended up happening in the Owen match, because I didn't know that Chris was the player that he played against, is, Owen offered the draw, Chris declined it.
Okay.
Owen won the first game, and Owen said, the draw's still on the table if you want to take it, but once we start playing, it's not going to be there again. And Chris said, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah. That's something pretty common that happens.
So Chris is going to pass the turn back, so it feels like to me that he wants to try to resolve a Sphinx's Revelation for 3.
It's not going to work out, though.
Well, no, I take that back. I mean, he only has 1 blue mana, so he can't Revelate here because it's blue-blue-white.
Yes, okay,
so it's just going to be a Restoration Angel or a Gavany Township activation, and we'll see what Max can do, as he does have 6 lands now.
I was so busy looking at you, Cedric.
Well, it's hard not to. I got this sweet new cut.
You did.
I understand.
I think Tietze is probably going to swing him with both here. He doesn't really care about a Restoration Angel that much.
No, I don't think so at all. I think he barely cares about Restoration Angel, if at all.
Yeah. And he's thinking. All right, so hands are off the creatures, meaning that's his attack. So Max gives Chris a look. I'm kind of surprised why Chris didn't want a Farseek though.
Yeah, that's the thing that was a little surprising to me as well, is I would have assumed that we're going to see a Farseek coming, but we didn't see one. I mean, it allowed him to play 2 spells in 1 turn, Farseek plus Restoration Angel. Maybe he just wanted to threaten a Gavney Township activation, then I'm not quite sure why you would want to do
Yeah,
that.
that just wouldn't make sense. Right,
so here's your block.
Thragtusk. That's kind of interesting.
Now there's your Restoration Angel.
Okay.
So blink this. Gain 5. Give me a 3/3. And take 3 from Olivia Valderno, it looks like.
Yeah. So I think Tietze is just fine with this.
I can't imagine he wouldn't be. You know, maybe we'll see some shots here. Maybe we'll see a triple shot. That's what looks like Max is thinking about. You know, Restoration Angel comes in, it targets the Thragtusk, and now Tietze is thinking maybe I just triple shoot this Thragtusk, make my Olivia into a 6/6. You don't get your value off your Restoration Angel. My Olivia can take it home.
Yeah, I think I always want to play Sire right here because Max is in such a game state here that he doesn't even care if he has a hand because Olivia is what he just spent all his mana on. And sure, Chris has a Gavney Township, but that's not nearly as good as an Olivia. So I think Max is going to say that's fine, and I'm going to play a Sire, but I could be wrong here. He's definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, Max's thought right now is, you know, if I play Sire of Insanity this turn, is my Sire, my Olivia, and my Thragtusk good enough to beat his Restoration Angel, his Thragtusk, and his Gavney Township, assuming that we both just kind of brick off for the you know, the entirety of the game?
Definitely.
And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, all Max really has to do is draw a 7th land.
Yeah.
So you could go shoot Angel, steal it, or shoot Thragtusk, steal it.
Yep. And you saw Tietze think long and hard about that before letting it resolve. So it does happen. The blink does occur. Restoration Angel is going to allow Max to gain 5 life. Beast Token comes into play. Takes 3 damage from the Olivia. And now, yep, 6 mana, Sire of Insanity.
All right, I love this play by Max. And I think Chris is going to be thinking, yeah, I probably should have played that Farseek, just have an extra land. So it could definitely be relevant here.
Just with how his lands line up, too, because 2 of those lands are Cavern Souls.
Yeah. Yeah, so getting like another Hollow Fountain or a Breeding Pool would have been really nice.
And you see him right now, he's looking at his hand, he's kind of looking at that Farseek, and he's just saying, I probably should have cast this, but now I'm discarding Advent of the Lord, Instinct's Revelation, and this. While Max is discarding another Sire of Insanity, a Hermash of the Fells, and an Arbor Elf, and just saying, all right, you got to beat what's on the board right now.
Yeah, so Chris is going to need a top deck right here, and it can't be a Strix's Revelation. I'm not sure what that was.
Looked like an Azorius Charm.
Azorius Charm. Well, Azorius Charm's a start, but as we talked about it earlier, maybe Max might just steal a Thragtusk and not even bother attacking with Olivia. Play it safe.
The thing is, like, he doesn't, with Sire's Trigger, Azorius Charm doesn't do very much. He has to discard it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're looking at like 2 mana, give all my team lifelink, attack in some fashion, which is, you know, not great use of a card, but there won't be any, you know, tomfoolery with Azorius Charm, because he has to discard it.
Oh, you're right. At the end of each player's turn.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's definitely true. Yeah, so it's... Yeah, what can he do? He can cycle.
Yeah, I mean, he can cycle it and hope to hit perfect, which like a Restoration Angel in this situation, or he just gives his team lifelink and attacks with, you know, maybe a Thragtusk and the Restoration Angel in the air, gets himself 5, 6, 7, 8 life, and, you know, kind of moves on with life. But he has to make the decision of, do I want to cast this Azorius Charm, or do I want to threaten a Gavney Township activation? Yeah, that's the question he has to ask himself.
Right, what can he draw? You know, he could draw another Angel. That would be really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think Restoration Angel is his best draw. He does have, you know, more locks on Smiters that he can... No, I can't cast those.
Can you just discard the Smiter and put it into play?
No, it's only on opponent's effect.
But the Sire...
Oh, but it's Sire.
I think so, right?
At the beginning of each end step, each player discards his or her hand. Let's bring Lockstone and Smiter up on the screen. Yeah. Get the wording on that.
Yeah, I believe so, because it says if a cause allows you to discard this. So...
If a spell or an ability opponent controls.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay.
And it will go to the graveyard, so it's coming to play.
And so he's going to go with a Township activation to make his guys a little bigger. And, you know, this is good here because it allows him to... It would have allowed him to attack with his Beast Token, too. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't get in there with that. But I think maybe he's feeling that, you know, I'm not comfortable getting in with, like, a lot of different creatures right now.
I think Chris had to recycle there. It's just... It's looking really bad for him. And why would you want to pump guys that Max is just going to steal from you? I mean, all Max wants to do right now is draw a land.
And the one thing this does do, Gerard, is it does put all of his creatures out of, like, Olivia triple shoot range.
I mean, but that's not good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like...
It just makes it so Olivia can just go shoot and take. But maybe, you know, if Max wanted to go, all right, triple shoot your beast, attack you with my guys, he can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, if we're looking for positives,
okay, and there's
which a 7th land just makes most of what we're talking about irrelevant. That would have been one of them.
So he has double black.
Yep.
So he has everything he needs. So I'll just go shoot Restoration Angel, steal a Restoration Angel, and bash him with my Thragtusk and Olivia. Why not, right? Maybe even bash him with Sire.
Yeah.
You know, you have Wolf Run also, so...
Yeah. The world is his oyster right now.
Yeah. Maybe don't bash him with Thragtusk? Just in case he would have top deck like a Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, I think the one thing, if I'm Max's situation, I don't want to attack with this Thragtusk.
Yeah.
Because if things just do go wrong, and this thing dies to, like as you said, a top deck Supreme Verdict, I've got something left. Chris has got something left. I have a Wolf Run with that something that I have left. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think what Max actually should do is steal a Thragtusk, just in case he does draw a Supreme Verdict.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, I hope he draws a Supreme Verdict.
Yep.
So I don't really know why he's attacking with Thragtusk. I don't know his logic behind this. Normally when I have Olivia down and my opponent has a Thragtusk, I just want that Thragtusk.
Yeah.
You know, the only reason why I take the Restoration Angel here is to just kind of get in for some more damage, since the Thragtusk can't block this turn because it's tapped, and the Restoration Angel could.
Yeah.
But you definitely see what I'm saying here. Take the Thragtusk, play it safe.
Yeah, I mean, it just gives you protection against the one thing that would probably beat you in this situation, which is like Supreme Verdict into something awesome, into something awesome.
Yeah.
You just want to close that window. And so you're going to see
Okay, so
Tietze.
you're doing an upkeep?
Yeah, so he's gonna shoot this, and now he's gonna take this.
Okay,
Thragtusk.
yeah, all right. So definitely pretty much the same thing that we said to do.
Yeah, basically the same thing. I think he understands the importance of taking a Thragtusk here,
Yeah.
closing the window on Supreme Verdict, and you know, one card that Chris can draw right now is the Tension Sphere, which he has two copies of.
Sure.
So that's a thing.
Yeah. But it's not even that bad if he were to draw Detention Sphere. I mean, Tietze would just still get some guys, and he would be able to steal another blocker, and I think still come in for lethal.
Well, I think, he spheres the Olivia. The Olivia's gone. Thragtusk goes back to Chris.
Okay.
And then, it's Sire of Insanity and Thragtusk versus, the Thragtusk that Chris gets back, the base token, the Restoration Angel, and the Gavany Township. So Detention Sphere would be okay. I mean, he still has to contend with that Keswick Wolf Run, but the point is moot. He draws a breeding pool and just passes the turn back. He can threaten a Gavany Township activation. Max is going to draw a land, and now we're going to see some shooting and taking of things here. Shoot the Restoration Angel. Olivia's going to grow. Take the Restoration Angel. So long as Max remembers to uptick the counter on the Olivia, which you see him do there.
Yeah.
So
either way, I believe it's lethal. He can only block one, and he was take 15 damage this way. Even if he didn't put the counter on, it would still be 14.
Yeah, so he blocks he blocks a 6 power guy. He takes 6, 5 is 11.
50, it's actually, it's 16.
Yeah, 16.
Okay,
so you see Chris is doing the math right now. Max is saying, there you have no cards in your hand.
So you lose. And I mean, Max doesn't care if Chris wants to take more time to think about it, because all Max needs is a draw.
Yeah.
And he's in top 8.
Yep.
So it's really bad for Chris not to just scoop it up right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think what they're checking here is, does Max... I think a judge has intervened saying, you were a little late on putting the +1/+1 counter on your guy.
Okay.
Which feels like the only thing that's going on right now to me.
I mean, I have no clue what the holdup is right here.
Yeah, we just got that in from the desk. That's what's going on.
Okay, that's what's going on.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's an appeal on the game rule violation because Max was late to putting the +1/+1 counter on the Olivia. He did it during the attack snap. He had missed his opportunity to do that. So you saw him put it on there when he was turning all of his guys sideways, and Chris had questioned that. At the end of the day, Chris is still dead, so it's not going to matter.
Well,
but
I mean, he can still steal the Restoration Angel, right?
No. He's still going to get the Angel. That's going to happen.
Okay.
+1/+1 counter there. He takes the guy. I think those are both okay. He just forgot to actually tick it up to a 5/5.
Sure. I mean, if that's the case, I would just scoop if I was Chris, just to save time. And I'm sure they'll get an extension here, but
yeah.
So looks like Max Tietze is going to take game 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like after the dust settles here and all is said and done. But we're going to cut back to us in just a moment, as they get this taken care of here. So good to see you guys yet again. We'll take a look at the sideboards here really quickly, as both players will be moving that direction in just a second. Sure. We see Chris's sideboard. He has 2 Dissipates, 2 Negates, 2 Supreme Verdicts, 2 Rest in Peace, 3 Centaur Healers, a Celestia Charm, 2 Angel of Serendities, and a Tormod Script. I think most importantly here for him, Angel of Serenity, a great way to grind out the Jund deck.
Definitely.
Definitely, like, your trump card in the Jund deck. We've seen Junk Reanimator have a ton of success resolving that against them. I think the same things hold true here. The additional Celestia Charm looks pretty nice against Sire of Insanity. There's a way to get rid of it after Max cast it.
Yeah.
So that's 6 power. Also can take care of Olivia. Yeah, as long as he has mana open, and takes care of Olivia as well. So that's something that can probably come in. I don't know how much you like counter matching against these decks.
Yeah, it's not the best, depending on what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 copies to Dissipate. I don't like Negate at all.
Definitely not Negate against Max's build. He has like Strangleroot Ice, and he has 4 Arbor Elves. He's playing a different version of Junk.
Yeah. So I don't really love those. And then you take a look here, and again, the rest in pieces, which aren't great. Centaur Healer, meh. Tormrest Crypt, meh. You know, so I think that those are the cards that are going to come in for Chris.
Celestia Charm, Angel Serenity are the ones that really, really shine.
Yeah, and potentially Dissipate. So,
yeah. All right, so for Max, I think he's going to bring in the 4th copy of Sire of Insanity.
Okay.
And along with that, he's going to bring in Cavern of Souls.
Okay.
The additional Strangleroot Geists, probably not. They're not really too impressive.
Okay.
I mean, they're nice against Supreme Verdict.
Sure.
So maybe, but a Locksmith Smiter will stop it. A Thragtusk will stop it.
There's so many. Restoration Angel. Yeah. There's so many cards that just stop Strangleroot Geist cold in his tracks. Don't love in this matchup at all.
Yeah, the 4 Pillar of Flames, definitely not. And probably the 3 Duress.
Sure.
Yeah. So, and his last sideboard slot is 4 Ground Seals.
So we cut back to the match. No game rules violation there for Max.
Okay.
It is cleared up. And you do see Chris has conceded the game. So Max Tietze, again, going to be up a game here with no game rules violation underneath. And we're moving along to game 2 and that sideboard that we have been dissecting for you guys.
So
I mean, Duress is okay, right?
No, Duress is definitely good. He's got the Tension Sphere, he's got Supreme Verdict. He has to stop Sphinx Revelation just in case the game gets to that point, right?
Sure.
Just in case, you know, it's turn 5, and next turn Chris is going to be able to play a 6th land. He doesn't want even a Sphinx for 3. He wants the Duress, take away a Celestia Charm. He wants the Duress, take away a Farseer. You know, so I think he definitely wants the 3 Duress. He wants the 1 Cavern and 1 Sire. So he's only going to bring in 5 cards.
Okay. What 5 do you think he's bringing out?
He's probably going to bring out the 2 Tragic Slips.
Okay.
I don't think Tragic Slip is ideal here.
I think there's some assembly required there.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to take out one of the big guys, but, you know, things have to trade. So I would probably cut the 2 Tragic Slips. I'm not sure what else.
And Strangleroot Geist seems easy to cut too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So that's 4. And then 1 more.
I mean, maybe Mizium Mortars.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you cut a Mortars, maybe you cut an Arbor Elf where you know your opponent's deck does have Supreme Verdict.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I mean, we know that Chris only has 2, but he does have 2 more in his sideboard.
Okay.
You know, you don't know if he's going to board up to the full 4, but maybe you want to hedge a little bit by boarding out one of those.
Yeah, I really like that. Definitely take out the Arbor Elves.
It's kind of tough, like, because you can certainly make a case for sideboarding one of those out, but on the flip side, you can also argue, like, he had a little bit of mana trouble that game. He wants to accelerate into Sire of Insanity as fast as he can. So by cutting Arbor Elf, it's kind of counterintuitive to your plan of play Sire of Insanity as quickly as I can.
Yeah, but I think after board, in most matchups, the games go longer and they become more grindy because you have specific cards geared towards beating your opponent's deck. And Arbor Elf doesn't really help to meet that goal.
Okay.
All it's really going to do is, yes, maybe going to ramp you, but more likely or not, is you're going to walk into a Supreme Verdict, and you're going to lose another card with Supreme Verdict.
Sure.
Because if Max plays a Huntmaster, there's a decent chance that Chris is going to have to Supreme Verdict that away.
Sure.
So if Max were to play an Arbor Elf and then a Huntmaster, it's just a free roll for 1 card for Chris.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Yeah. So I definitely like the idea of taking out Arbor Elf. I might even take 2 Arbor Elves out. You definitely want the rest. I mean, what do you think about Ground Seal?
So what's Ground Seal have to do here?
Snapcaster, Angel Serenity. Nothing too great, but
yeah, I mean, we're looking at 2 Snapcasters and 2 Angel Serenities.
It cycles.
Yeah, I don't love it.
No?
I think that there are just higher impact cards that Max can have in his deck instead of marginal ones.
Okay.
I think he can really solidify, take out some of his poorer cards like a Strangleroot Geist, like a Tragic Slip, and just sideboard into just all 35 of my cards are awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely like that. Yeah, I think Max is a huge favorite here. He's up a game, and if you look at the clock, sure, they're going to have some time extension, but in a matchup like this, it could go very long.
Yep.
Yeah, I've actually been watching my friend Eric Crater play. He's playing Blue, White, Red, and he has 3 draws. He ended up getting 3 draws. Luckily for him, one of his opponents ended up conceding to him.
Okay.
Because Eric was going to win if they had 2 or 3 more minutes.
Sure.
But he ended up getting 3 draws just because the way the format goes, the way certain matchups go, if you don't play quick, you're going to draw.
Yep.
And draws are pretty bad.
Draws are absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
It's not where you want to be.
1 point for a draw where you get 3 for a win.
Yeah.
So. Okay. All right. So Max is now just looking at the sideboard. just finishing up the final touches with what he wants to bring in, what he wants to sideboard out. So we'll see what happens.
You see Peter Ingram there in the Raphael hat. He was the loser in his match. So
Ingram lost?
He lost to Chris Van Meter.
Playing for top 8.
Playing for top 8. Both of those players were, I believe, X1 and 1 coming into this round. And Chris Van Meter did win, so things do break Chris's way. Looks like he's going to be the 7th or 8th seed.
Yeah, he will.
The potential for 9th or 10th because he does have a draw, but it looks like we're going to see CVM in top 8.
Yeah, the way it worked out, as long as my math went correctly, it's going to be a clean cut.
Okay.
So it's going to be all X101s or better will make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we actually saw the match on camera too, where Chris got his draw against Matthew Beverly. Probably for my money, the best match that we covered.
Oh, definitely the best match.
Definitely the best game.
Oh, yeah, because that's all I saw. We only saw game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe something better happened in game 1 and game 2, and we missed it.
Yeah.
I can only imagine, right?
So that one was a lot of fun, but the draw doesn't end up hurting CVM at all. And it looks like he's going to be playing under the lights tonight.
Yep. All right, so this is shaping up to be a pretty good top 8. You know, if Max Tietze makes it, 2-time champion, former player of the year, Owen.
Yep.
Chris Van Meter.
Yep.
He's been writing about junk. He made a versus video about junk.
He loves junk. Him and Brian Bronwyn, they absolutely love junk.
Yeah. So definitely a nice tournament when the X101s get in. Sometimes it's unfortunate, you know, you go X101, 8-101, you miss out.
Sometimes you get 9th.
Yeah, sometimes you get 9th.
It happens.
It happened to Cedric.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
What can you do? Sometimes the things just don't break your way. But truth be told, and I told him this when I was there, when I got the draw against Joe,
yes.
in round 4 or 5 in a feature match, I can't remember. I was really happy that it wasn't like me get 10th, him get 9th. You know, I was really happy that one of us was able to make top 8. And you know, Joe is, if you guys have ever seen Joe Lissette play, I mean, he's an awesome Magic player. He plays Miracles probably better than me, and definitely anyone on the West Coast, maybe in the country. And to see him make top 8 again, especially the match he had to win to make top 8, which I talked to AJ about. He's going to break that down on AJ TV for his next episode in a week or 2. It was absolutely incredible. So I was really happy that Joe went through all that work to win that game. And it's like, oh, by the way, Joe, you got 8th, not 9th. So yeah, job well done. You earned it. You're in the top 8. So.
Yeah, I know his last name is Percett, Lossett, Joe Lossett.
Yeah.
But Ben Lundquist wanted to make a meme where it was Joe with a frowny and it says Joe Lossett. And then it's like him holding up the trophy and Joe won it.
Yeah. We can get that done.
Yeah, we probably could.
That done.
All right, so there's a temple garden and then a woodland cemetery.
And I want you to prepare yourself because your Twitter's going to go off in a minute.
Yeah.
Because it's a meme, not a meme.
Oh,
and a million people are going to correct you.
Okay.
I just want you to know that.
What did I say, Mimi?
You said Mimi.
I think a Mimi is a girl's name, like Mimi. M-I-M-I.
You're about to get absolutely blown up on Twitter.
Yeah, all right.
You brought this on yourself.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. All right, so there's a Farsi from Chris. And this is the type of draw that Chris really wants. He wants to be on the play, obviously. Yep. He wants to turn 2 Farsi, obviously.
Yeah. And he wants to hope that Max doesn't have Farsi, obviously.
Yeah, just no Farsi.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I want to have 4 lands in play when you only have 2.
Yeah. Farsi is so important in these matchups. Ooh. There's a Rootbound Crag and looks like an Arbor. Okay. So it's like a mini Farsi.
Not really. I mean,
he doesn't have a force yet.
Yeah, look at the board. It's like Arbor Elf. I don't know about Arbor Elf. Yeah, I love the ambition, but
big elephant.
Smiter and Breeding Pool. Yeah, Smiter's an interesting card. It's so good, but the only deck it goes in that's really aggressive is a Naya deck. I feel like you should go more decks.
It's funny because, like, with Magic cards nowadays, like, if you would have printed Lockdown Smiter 4 years ago or whatever, everyone would be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You can't just print this.
You ruined Magic.
Yeah, you can't just go around just printing a 3-mana 4/4 that has no drawback. Actual no drawback whatsoever. As you see, Max is going to resolve a Farseek here, get a Stomping Ground, help facilitate that Arbor Elf. But now it's just like, I got Lockdown Smiter, played on turn 3, whatever.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Devour Flesh.
Yeah.
Go.
Kill it, go.
Yeah. All right, there's Woodland Cemetery, and Max is going to pass the turn. So next turn, you know what he's threatening?
Siren Insanity.
Siren Insanity.
Yeah.
And I mean, Chris knows this. What can Chris do? Does he have the Selesnya Charm?
Well, he's going to start by attacking for 4. Going to move Max down to 16. He's going to play Hinterland Harbor, and he's going to need some sort of follow pair. As you see his hand, he has a Smiter, he has a Negate, and it looks like he has at least one.
Restoration Angel?
It's either a Restoration Angel or an Angel of Serenity. Of course, the artwork with those cards, he definitely has one Angel of Serenity.
It might be 1-on-1.
Yeah. Max draws a card.
I think he does have Sire Insanity in hand. I mean, is it good here? That's the thing.
It's not great. I mean, it's a 6/4. It trades with a Smiter.
And then the board's going to be Arbor Elf versus another Smiter.
Yeah, you don't love that.
We'll see what happens. This has been an exciting day of Magic, to say the least.
I mean, this is a good way to finish it too. I mean, we have a pretty competitive match here. Certainly a competitive game right now.
Yeah, and I mean, they're playing for a lot. Winners going to qualify pretty much for the next 2 invitationals.
Yep. Considering
How many points they have.
Yeah.
Also, they're going to make top 8, and they're going to be playing for a lot of money.
Yeah. This is a big match right here.
Person who loses is still going to walk away with $100.
Yeah.
You know, some prize, but it's not top 8. That's why you come. You come for top 8. You come for the trophy. And both these guys played a long day, and you can tell they're going to try to give it their all. And just look at Tietze. You know, he's thinking, he's untapping his lands, wants to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Thragtusk.
There's a Thragtusk.
Yeah. I think he was untapping his land because of the Arbor Elf.
Yeah.
All right, there's a Blood Crypt.
Thragtusk definitely going to put a thorn in Chris's side here to trade with one of those Lost Zone Smiters.
So are we sure that's the negate in Chris's hand?
I am almost positive, my
Yeah,
friend.
I mean, you go to board it. Oh,
Well, how about a second negate?
Second negate?
We can confirm
man.
that that's a negate.
I think we were just talking about how negate's not very good against Max. Even in game 1,
Yeah.
you really didn't see too much. You saw Farseek, you saw Putrefy. Was there anything else? I'm pretty sure that was it.
I mean, not really. I mean, you can assume that Max does have spells that are worth countering, of course, because the Jund deck does have plenty of them, but at the same time, the things that you lose to from Jund aren't the spells, they're the creatures.
Yeah, he lost the Sire of Insanity, basically. He lost to Olivia.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring in 2 negates, why not just bring in the 2 dissipates?
Yeah.
You're on the play, they're only 1 more mana, not a big deal.
Ooh, there's a Wolf Run.
Wolf Run's such a good card, especially in the Jund deck. I feel the Jund deck, not to take anything away from the deck builders of Jund, it almost builds itself.
Yep.
It's like, oh, Sire Insanity, sure. Wolf Run, sure. Olivia, okay. Huntmaster. Farseek, yep, I got a deck.
A plethora of removal spells. Since here comes Arbor Elf, and here comes the Beast token. Looks like Chris gives the okay.
Yeah, give like a head nod, like, sure, you know, you got any pumps? What's going on? This is another Thragtusk?
That's like another Thragtusk.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
So good here. Imagine
if those are dissipates.
Yeah, if those are dissipates, this game would be a totally different game.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna have negate in your sideboard, you're only really wanted in against either blue, white, red, flash, but you know they're gonna have a lot of stuff. So you know they're gonna have Sphinx of Revelation, important cards, or Esper Control.
Yep.
Those are pretty much the only 2 decks where negate really shines. You know, of course, some fringe decks like the Turbo Fog deck or whatnot, but not really against a mid-range aggro Jund deck.
So now Chris draws a Farseek to go along with those 2 negates and the Angel of Serenity.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, he can resolve a Farseek, which looks like he's going to do to get closer to the Angel, but again, we might be moving into insane territory here.
Exactly. And you know what? If this game goes to a game 3, if this match goes to game 3, which I don't think it will, the way the board states right now, I'm pretty sure Chris is going to side out those negates.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, you know what? Negates aren't really too good. I'm going to take him out for something else.
I mean, that's the thing where you have to think to yourself how the game went, right? Like, you played the game, you drew your sideboarded card did nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to think about that. Like when you draw your sideboarded cards have to have such an impact that, like, when you're sideboarding in because you want to draw them.
Yeah, people mulligan to their sideboard cards.
Yeah.
You know?
And if I draw my sideboarded cards and they have no effect in the matchup I sideboarded them in against, either I shouldn't be sideboarding them in this matchup, or I shouldn't have them in my deck,
sideboard.
period.
Yeah. Or in my sideboard period.
Or in my sideboard period, yeah.
All right, so Max is doing a good job holding his hand up so high that we can't see what he has.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Max. Trust me.
Oh, there's the rest. All right.
All right, so he wants to make sure like the coast is clear.
Chris, your negate's going to come in handy right here.
Yeah.
You get the negated. Don't show him the hand. I felt like he was about to show him the hand. I mean, should you show him the hand? Or should
the thought here, right, is like, I have 2 negates.
Yeah.
So like I let the first one resolve because I have a backup negate for your spell.
Yeah.
The problem is that his quote unquote spell is a creature.
Yeah.
And it's a really good one. In Sire of Insanity?
I mean, there's a chance it's like a Garrick, right? I guess Chris should just let it resolve. But I'm pretty sure it is going to be Sire of Insanity. What do you counter or no?
No, I mean, if I'm in Chris's spot, I let it resolve because I have 2 negates.
Yeah, okay.
Why would I counter the discard spell because I have another counter spell?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess Max is probably just going to go for anything anyway because Chris is going to be tapped down to 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was definitely mistaken there. But I do think it's a Sire.
I'm almost positive it's a Sire of Insanity.
Yeah.
You know, Max leads out there with duress to make sure the coast is clear from dissipates or any other counter magic, sees that it's clear, has 6 mana with 5 lands in the Arbor Elf, and now he wants to determine how he wants to attack, because he's probably thinking to himself, I get a freebie by here with the old beast token, or if I have a land in my hand, I can play that land, activate Wolf Run for 3, and take care of Smiter, so it lets me get a freebie in with the Arbor Elf too.
Yeah.
And then I could, you know, he's probably not going to block, and then I just get to absolutely ruin him with Sire of Insanity, is what he's thinking.
I feel like with all these Arbor Elves, you know, I think Max maybe should have a couple of acidic slimes in his sideboard. Because acidic slime into Sire is pretty nice. Because you get to slow them down, prevent them from casting a spell, and then Sire. And then yeah. I mean, if you have Arbor Elves already to ramp, it seems like it kind of goes hand in hand.
I mean, his deck is capable of, as we're going to see Smiter jump in front of Thragtusk, his deck is capable of a lot of turn 3 5-drops because he has 4 Arbor Elves and 4 Farseek.
Yeah.
So he can go Arbor Elf and a Farseek into 5 mana spell on a pretty consistent basis. As there goes the Smiter, Beast Token comes into play, and we'll see if he's going to go with the Sire of Insanity, which I would be pretty surprised if he doesn't.
I actually saw an Olivia in his hand.
Okay.
Olivia is really nice here too. You know, all he has to do is dodge Chris drawing a land. But if his Sire's going to go for it,
it's pretty hard to pass up the opportunity.
It's okay.
To play Sire of Insanity,
And I mean, that's probably game here.
I mean, that's what Sire of Insanity does.
Yeah.
And you see him taking a look at it. Yeah. You know what happened last game is going to happen again this game.
Yeah, the only thing, again, I'm kind of, I don't want to say confused with, Tietze didn't play around Supreme Verdict when he could have.
Okay.
Do you remember how just earlier in this turn, he attacked with Thragtusk?
Yep.
And he could have played around Supreme Verdict because if Chris Supreme Verdict, which he would probably have to do to get Sire off the table, he would be left with a 3/3 Beast and a Wolf Run.
So the question here now is if Chris does draw a Supreme Verdict, or let's say he draws one in the next turn, what have you?
Okay.
You know, who's in the better top decking situation, as a Chris or as a Max?
I think it's definitely Chris.
Okay.
Even though Max were to have a Wolf Run play, I still think it's Chris, just because of 6 Revelation.
Sure.
That card could just end the game, you know, or push a top deck war way ahead.
So now you see Chris draw his card and just play his breeding pool because he would have had to discard it anyway.
Yeah.
Max draws his card. If it was a land, he would have played it for casting Wolf Run. But now he just says, all right, all aboard, let's go.
So is attacking with Arbor Elf and leaving Arbor Elf back any difference because of Wolf Run?
No difference. No difference.
Okay. So you just might as well attack?
Yeah, it's a point of damage if you attack with it or if it's with the Wolf Run.
Okay.
It's all the same. But it gives Chris the opportunity to make a mistake by blocking Arbor Elf and Restoration Angel. Is it a mistake that's going to happen? Very unlikely, but it gives him the opportunity to make that mistake.
Okay, I was going to say maybe it actually gives Chris more options because now Chris could block the Arbor Elf.
But that's what you want, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Because if that's blocking a 1-power guy, then it's letting a 3-power guy through.
Yeah, and you might as well, if you're going to block anyway, you might as well just block with the 3/3 Beast.
Yeah.
With that. Yeah, okay. Perfect sense there.
So this is going to get in front of Sire of Insanity. We see Wolf Run here. It's going to be for 3 no matter what it targets.
Is that even like a good block there?
So Sire, if it pumps for 3, we can just count the damage, which is just 3, 6, 7 from the Beast token, and then 3 from a Wolf Run. So that's going to be 10. So if Sire gets +3, it's going to be a 9 minus 4 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that'll be 12.
Okay.
Is how much damage he would deal this turn.
So,
if he pumps up the jam on Sire of Insanity.
So he has to block Sire. Otherwise he would die, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Unless, I wonder what card Tietze drawn. It just must be like
spell because he didn't play anything.
So
it's Olivia.
Okay.
And he would have to discard this.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why he's
has
casting
to play
it. And he does his best turn back. So yeah, it's Supreme Verdict or bust right now.
Yeah, okay. Let's see what happens. Chris draws. And it's a
Sun Petal Grove.
Yeah.
So Max Tietze does win
this
match.
Congrats to Max. Maybe a 3-time champion out of Max Tietze.
It's possible.
He won Invitational as well.
Yeah.
He won 2 opens with Goblins.
Yep.
And he also won an Invitational.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is really his bread and butter.
Yeah. So Max Tietze making a name for himself